Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are. I hope it's a good day for you. It's my sincere wish that all is well with your souls. Excuse me. Yes, this is lemongrass. And I take a few sniffs of lemongrass to open up my nostrils as well as to put me in a relaxed state of mind. And this is lavender. And I use that also to put me in a reflective state of mind. This is my little process that I go through um, prior to starting work. So everybody has something that they do. That's what I do. Well, have we not had a few exciting days over the weekend? And with the RNC convention and the incident with 45. Let me say this so that I am clear. I wish no harm on any living being. And heaven forbid that something should happen to 45, because we all know that that would be a first class shit show for this country if anything happened to that man. So, the sole reason that I gave is that I don't wish anyone any ill will. I don't wish any harm to anybody. I do not agree with the man on any of his so called policies because, frankly, I don't think he has any policies. He has people that tell him what he would like to hear. They devise shit for him to agree to and to sign off on. So, um, no, I don't agree with anything that he has to say. Uh, I am firmly convinced that the man is a habitual liar. Um, the truth is not in him. Everything is a show for him, even at this incident, as tragic as it was and still is. This man holds up his fist. What the fuck you fighting for? What are you fighting for, white people? Tell me what it is that you're fighting for. You got every goddamn thing there is. You've stolen our lands. You've stolen our names. You've stolen our inventions. You've turned everything into merchandise. Everything is a fucking competition. Nothing is done out of sincerity of heart. And let me correct myself. I'm not classifying all in that particular category because as you can very well see, some of y'all got into our gene pool too. Okay, so yeah, they're part of my family. So I don't hate people based on the color of their skin. I dislike and disagree with attitudes, philosophies, and anything that is restrictive of the human spirit. No man, no flesh and blood should have control over another being, another piece of flesh and blood. Nobody should have that. And that's really what we're fighting against right now, in my opinion. J.D. Vance, how far down the crap barrel did you have to reach to get that? And that's a shame. The stuff that's come out of his mouth about a woman remaining in a brutal marriage. Why would you want another human being, to remain in an environment where they're being beaten, verbally abused, and heaven only knows what else? Many women stay in the situation that they're in out of necessity because, first off, they're scared. Many don't have the skill set to do anything other than what they're doing. 3, they might have a child or children with this food. But you, J.D. Vance, say, I'll stay in it. You shouldn't be a marriage hopping. What the fuck is that? There's no such thing as a marriage hop. Marriage is a legal contract between two people who agree to do for one another. Okay. That's all it is. It's a contract. And once again, you've found a way to make money, merchandise off of that. There was a time when if a man and a woman decided that they wanted to get together, that's what they did. They got together, got the families together. The families agreed. Everybody was happy. Okay. And if shit went down, shit went down. They collectively, as a family, dealt with that situation. Men should stay out of the private affairs of people. Get out of folks' bedrooms. It's none of your business. You certainly get upset when folks get to talking about your shit, right? Your backdoor activities. When you've got uh, uh, side chicks, side boys, y'all get upset about that when somebody busts and tell your story. But you want to be all up in somebody else's business. And this shit about the abortions, having had that journey myself a couple of times, it's not an easy thing to do. There's a whole lot that goes into why a woman chooses that particular method of termination. Might be the only option that she has. Could very well be a medical issue with the baby or with the mother for that matter. She can't sustain the pregnancy. Let those that are trained, such as it is, but let those that are trained in gynecology and obstetrics make the decision with the woman or the family about what needs to be done. Doesn't belong, that discussion does not belong in the halls of Congress or in the Senate. Don't belong up in there. It's none of your fucking business. You people, you right wing, so called Christian nationalists, you go against everything that you supposedly stand for. You're gonna tell somebody, well, no, you can't have an abortion. However, I'm not gonna allow your tax dollars to help you raise that child that's been forced upon you, one way or another. There's a whole lot that can be said about a whole lot of shit. And yes, I'm voting for Joe Biden. Typically, when I vote a split ticket. I vote the person that's best able, in my mind, to do the job. Doesn't matter Republican, Independent, Democrat. Doesn't matter if you're qualified. In my mind, that's what gets you the job. There's not a whole lot of qualified folk anymore. And those old ones that are in the way, those who effectively block any type of growth, y'all need to get out of the way. McConnell, Mitch McConnell. Why ain't nobody talking about you? They was for a hot second when you had one of those gotcha moments. You had a couple of them. Clearly, something happened to you. And I'm not trying to make fun of what happened to Mitch McConnell on those few occasions where he literally froze in front of the camera. That's not brought up. He old too, right? Lindsey Graham, another example of lost your mind. Nobody questions him. Why is it that it's when shit jump off, it's always the media falls right on top of the Democratic table, and you want to pounce and beat on that? No, 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 no. Check your own folks, please and thank you, because they needs to be checked. To say that this is an election where our very existence depends upon it, I would say is an understatement. It's an understatement. The United States of the Americas, as bad as it is, as inconsistent as it is, as fucked up as it is, and it is, let's be frank about it, is better than other places. Yes, in varying degrees, yes, it is. However, we still live in a quasi dictatorship because we're dictated to by those that we, the people, have hired. That we, the people, have hired to form our government, to lead and to guide. You know, everybody out there doing their own thing. These folks that are in the Senate and in Congress, they have forgotten about the folk who put them in that position. One of the ways I think to rattle their cages and get them in line with the folks that they represent in their home states is to really, really combat the foolishness that goes on in these institutions, such as they vote on their own rate pay raises. Did you know that? I can't vote on mine. Can you vote on yours? I am grossly underpaid for the shit that I have to do. As many hundreds of thousands of millions, I would say, people are grossly underpaid for the bullshit that they have to do to earn a living. We don't get to vote on our wages. We have to meet certain criteria. We have to meet that quotient, whatever that is. You know, the company sets the standard. You have to make that. Well, guess what, Congress? Guess what, Senate? Y'all ain't made none of that shit. You should be fired. And we can do that by the vote. Remember that, friends. Remember, your vote does count. As jacked up as it may be, it literally counts. And we have to understand that our participation in this shit is essential. Because if you don't pay attention, if you don't, things happen, ugly things. Like they sneak in. 6 conservative justices, jurists, who take away Roe v. Wade, who demolish the Chevron Act. Most folk really have no idea the extent of protections provided by many of the governmental agencies that watch over us. There's a lot that goes on, and there's a lot that goes wrong too. There's a lot that goes wrong. Nevertheless, it is our responsibility to take our lives into our own hands and demand that those that we vote into office do what the fuck it is we voted them in there to do. if you do not have the balls to stand up to liars, to cheats, to thieves, you shouldn't be in there, plain and simple. The so called ethics and morals of the country have long been lost on the people in the institutions that serve us, supposedly. There are a handful that do, who live up to that supposed ideal as best as they can. Joe Biden would be one of those. Hakeem Jeffries would be one of those. My girl, Big Gretch, back in Michigan, I voted for your girlfriend when I lived there, is one of those. Keep that in mind as we draw closer to the days when we do go to these ballot boxes and cast our lot. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind not only for yourself, keep that in mind for your children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren. What kind of world are we leaving to them? We can't let these people with these off the hinge ideas dominate. You can't do that. Keep your religion to yourself. I don't give a fuck. Am I a believer in what? I believe in myself. I believe in my power to make a change. I believe in the voice that's been given me can influence others. I'm not talking bullshit. I'm just being, hey, it's called common sense, y'all. It's Common Sense Tuesday. Excuse me. It's Common Sense Tuesday, so let's use our common sense. Investigate. Do your due diligence. Be about it, about it. Common Sense Tuesday. Well, let me go and sniff some more of this lemongrass and some more of this lavender. I got a few more minutes before I have to clock in and deal with the world. Be safe. Be mindful of what's going on around you. Be mindful of what's going on inside of you. While all of this out here is disturbing, it is. Don't let it distract from your peace within, because our peace within, my peace within, is what radiates from me to others. So I'm not going to be afraid of anybody or anything. There's nothing to fear. I can control my environment. And that which I personally am not able to manage on my own, hmm, I've got the universe to back me up. So do you. May truth have a good Tuesday.